Hello Flosstube world. It's been a little bit longer than I planned since the last video, but I'm here. So we're joined today by Otis. If you listen carefully you might hear him purring. And we also have the fluffy one, Luna. We call her the mini Maine Coon because she's all fluff and attitude. Look at that tail. But she's quite small. Anyway, shall we get on with some stitching? So I haven't worked on many projects since the last video. 4 in total. Well, 4 cross stitch projects. More on that later. Shall we start with the whips? Okay, so Nora Corbett's Monk's Hood, one of the Poison Pixies range. I'll pop a photo in of where she was before, if I remember, if I can find one. And basically I got the wings done and I started working down onto the skirt and the ruffles. So not a huge amount done on her. I bought the kit from Hawkins Hobbies with everything except the fabric. So I got thread, beads, specialist threads and put in my own fabric. And I can't find the bag with what's left of fabric. This is about half of what it was. And now it came from Pulse Stitches. I can't find the bag with the details. It'll be 28 count, even weave. But I can't remember what the colourway is. I'm so sorry. If I find it before I fully upload the video, I will put a note in. Okay, next, another Nora Corbett. This is Miss Beetle. Again, I bought the full kit from Hawkins Hobbies without the fabric, and there's actually a really good reason to buy the kit, even though I've got a full master set of threads. To get these kits means that if anything is discontinued, Sabrina and Robert get to deal with it. They have made a substitution of the beads. That's on the bugle beads. So there's not many, but it saves me a headache. It's worth paying for. Plus I've got all the threads, everything's done. I've just got to find some fabric, which I did. And guess what? All the crosses are finished. Finished them last night. Beads and a bit of backstitch. I've done some backstitch already, so I've done her glove and I've done her boots. There's a little bit to go here, and there's backstitch on the beads and her headdress and her skin. But all the crosses are done. How good is that? So I picked this up again at the beginning of July with the plan of finishing all the crosses. I still haven't quite decided whether I'm going to do the beads straight away. I might take a few days off and do something else. But the fabric, I do have the information. It's Pulse Stitches. It's called Sea Siren and it's 28 count Brittany Lugana. So I'm going to call her finished for now. Beads and backstitch. So you might ask, what's going on the hoop tonight? Well, this one's going to take a bit more unfolding. The blanket. It is Planet Dragons. So the last time we met, I'd started working on Earth. And I got quite a bit done. I got a few thousand stitches in. So I've gone working down. So I'm going to pick up working here where the threads are parked. Try and get back down to the bottom a bit. But yeah, as you can see, it's a beast. So that is Planet Dragons. The artist is Rob Carlos. It was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I mean, I've had it years. I've been working on this 6 or 7 years already, and I'm about 28% into it. So I've figured out if I can do 2,800 stitches, so that's 1%, that's 280,000 stitches in the overall design. I'm at about 28%. If I could do 2,800 stitches per week from now on, I can get it done by Christmas of next year. Will it happen? Probably not. Too many other things I want to work on. But this is going on the Lowry tonight. I will pop a photo up of the finished product. Okay, the last bit of cross stitch. Gotta finish. It's only a little finish, but a finish is a finish, right? So this was Hocus Pocus from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It was part of, I think it's a subscription box that my friend Samantha had done. And she gave me the chart on what threads were left. The fabric is actually from Embroiderer. Probably not much point giving the information about it since Embroiderer is no longer in business. But yeah, that was a fun little stitch. That's all the cross stitch. Okay, I shall be back in a minute. Okay, after that brief break, let's talk about what else I've been up to. So as many of you will be aware, if you watched my previous video or you follow me on Instagram or even Facebook, I have fallen down the slow stitch rabbit hole. Not as deep as some people I know of, but yeah, it's kind of okay. So as I mentioned last time, I've been following a YouTuber called K3N Cloth Tales. Catherine is a quilter from a long time ago. She's done classes and all sorts. And she fell down the slow stitch rabbit hole a long time ago. And she's been doing weekly prompts this year, starting on 1st of January and every Monday since then, as well as Wonky Wednesdays and further information Fridays, if you want to call them that. So one of her prompts, I can't remember what the prompt was, but it was using eyelet stitch and blanket stitch, but not in the normal way you would use blanket stitch, to make it a bit, not messy, but a bit more free-flowing, almost to get like a spider web effect. And this was my attempt. So the cap, what it is 2 layers of the purple fabric. They don't have to be the same colour, they could be whatever you want. And a hole in the front layer of the purple with a different fabric behind it. I decided to go with this cute little cat. That fabric was among the fabric gifted me by Gay at the Ladybird retreat last September. The purple was from a shirt that I got at the charity shop. Sorry, it's covered in snowdrop fur. So I've basically eyelet stitched around the edge of the purple. There are different eyelets, so you know, there's like an Algerian eyelet which is more like a star, but this basically helps form stable holes in the fabric, or stabilizes holes in the fabric. And then around it I've done a blanket stitch. There was that one. So that will go in, well, at the moment I've still got my old jeans to use as a scroll. I'm thinking of changing that. A lot of people have done it as a journal, including Catherine. I haven't decided yet. I'm just saving them all and I'll make a decision later in the year. So yeah, kitty cat. Now, what Catherine does in her weekly prompts is bring in new ideas and maybe some traditional methods. Look at this, honestly. Maybe bring in some traditional methods, traditional techniques. One of the ones that she used recently was done over 2 weeks, I think it was week 23 and week 24, was the crazy quilt block. So this dates back to Victorian times, and people just sewed bits of fabric together willy-nilly and then decorated it to make it look a bit special. So it was just any scraps of fabric that happened to be available. So of course I've got lots of scraps of fabric. I'm on my 4th quilt block, so let's get started. The idea is you embellish these as much as you want. So this is my first one. So yeah, it's all similar shades of blue, other than the very centerpiece, and you start there and work out. And this plain blue, the other 5 fabrics came in a pack that I bought at the local craft fair. The buttons, apart from this one, were just stuff that I ordered from Amazon, just random bits of buttons. But yeah, so I thought the button cluster would look nice there. Line on that one. And there are 17 different stitches on here. Most of them are based on chain stitch. So I've got chain, got lazy daisy, I've got blanket stitch, got cretin stitch, fly stitch, feather stitch. So yeah, lots of feather stitch there with beads. There's beads and buttons. This button came with a Mill Hill kit, one of the Jim Shaw cat portraits. It was supposed to be stuck on the frame. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I just kept hold of it. And I just thought when I put this together, I thought it fitted in really well. So I finally used that. So that was the first one. Now I've done all the piecing. The idea is you piece all the fabrics. Traditionally they should be seamed. And I am planning to do a video on putting together a needle book using this technique. But yeah, they should be seamed, and the next I'm going to show you is, but this one I've done all raw edge. Luna's fidgeting. And I've got cat hair in my mouth. There you go. Just go. Okay, so this is all raw edge, as you can see. So there's some nice fluffy edges on here. Some of them I've covered, some of them I haven't, because I wanted to keep that fluffy feel. Okay, so I pieced all that before I did the stitching, because like I said, it was done over 2 weeks. The first week was the piecing, second week was the embellishments. So I pieced all that, and then I was twiddling my thumbs like, yeah, what do I do now? So I did another one, and this one I did do seams. So I started with this piece. So as you can see, there are actual seams. Again, I will show you how I did that. So this time I've embellished it with ribbon. Mostly this has been seamed. There are a couple of raw edges, but because they were nice, you know. I didn't want to cover them, you know. I like self edges. This one was pink, so kept that in. Again, buttons and beads. So the random blanket stitch like on the cat. First button I used was that one. I had a cat charm to go with it. I've left this fabric plain. I love this fabric. I'm stingy with this fabric. It was gifted to me by my friend Helen. So this, and this. That fabric is precious. I'm not going to waste it. So I've got chain stitches, herringbone, chevron. There are a few beads in here, a few little sequins, but yeah, same sort of idea. So once I'd pieced that, I did the embellishments on that, and then I came back and did the embellishments on this. Mostly while I've been watching the boys. So, yeah, it goes this way up because of the cat, but it really doesn't have a proper up and down. This fabric was another shirt from a charity shop. This was a Blue Harbour shirt, and it's just such good quality material. It's brilliant. So yeah, I couldn't leave it there. I decided to do another one. Not quite as many embellishments, just a few little beads, just a handful of buttons and charms, lots of feather stitch and chain stitch, whipped running stitch, and again that fabulous fabric from Hallam. So that's the three I'm going to show you. I do have another one that's not finished yet, so I'll show that when it is finished. Okay, I think that's all the slow stitch I'm going to show you this time. I might have more next time. Okay. I mean, seriously, Luna's now on the cat tree. She was a bit poorly last week, had a bit of a sniffle and a bit of a sneeze, but it didn't come to anything. I think we're done. So both the kitties are asleep. I think my husband is. So now time to go and edit this. So yeah, I am planning to do a little how-to video, more of a how I did it. I still want to do one for the pouch, but I'm going to practice with a smaller item. Just do a needle book and see how the filming goes, because I've just got a basic tripod and a phone, so we'll see. So everybody look after yourselves and each other, commit acts of random kindness and senseless beauty, and I'll see you next time. Bye.